What's up guys, it's Sean, and I thought I'd give you just a little, another update video. I know I don't do these very often, these vlogs if you will. I tend to leave that to my buddy Axel. What's going on, buddy? Axelborn93. But anyway, I'm just here, just wanted to chat with you guys, tell you a little bit about what's coming up, and how we're going to spend the remaining months in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, our home base. And hopefully give you a little insight as to our next step. Now, if anybody's been following, and not a lot of people, I know some people out there, if anybody's been following the whole North Carolina film situation, you know it's not looking too promising, unfortunately. Governor McCrory has decided to completely cut back on the tax incentives that filmmakers get for, obviously, filming in North Carolina. I'm not an expert on this, so don't quote me on a lot of this, but one thing I did notice about it that I relayed to my fellow factory boys, especially Chuck and Jared, because they're the ones moving with me, that the tax incentives, which could be a maximum of $20 million for a budget of $250,000 or more, is now being dropped. A proposal anyway, this is the proposal, that is going to go to a maximum of no more than $8 million in incentives. I believe it was, no, not $8 million, $6 million maximum in incentives for budgets exceeding $1 million, for budgets of $1 million or more. So he's obviously cutting, that's a huge deficit. And, the idea is that, he's arguing the fact that the incentives that the state of North Carolina gives to filmmakers is too much. And that this is a step forward to cut down on that considerably. Take it for what you will. I just hope that filming in North Carolina doesn't suffer because of this. Which obviously would just really suck, and it would obviously defeat the purpose of me pursuing a career, obviously I want to be a filmmaker, that's not going to change. Pursuing a move to Wilmington, North Carolina, which is where we're planning to move in August. So just give you an update on that. Wilmington is still up in the air, unfortunately. Which again sucks because we put a lot of time and effort into planning this move carefully so that when we get there, we are not strapped for cash or, just immediately have to look for a job. We're building up our incomes now, which is good. Me and Chuck work at Duckwoods Country Club. Jared just started at the Lost Colony. He was working at Festival Park here over in Manio. So, we've been able to, get ready. So that's what we're doing. So that's one thing. Wilmington is up in the air. There are a couple of choices that me and Chuck are gonna discuss a little bit over this weekend and next weekend and so on and so forth. Atlanta is a possibility because of the fact that it seems like filmmakers in Wilmington especially are, looking towards shifting toward Atlanta, which would make sense especially for those working at Screen Gems in Wilmington, because Screen Gems is also based in Atlanta, so that makes sense for them. And it would make sense for filmmakers, to go there again if they trust, especially, Screen Gems has become a really good studio there. It's built up a reputation. It's got a history. They've been filming there, I believe, since '83. So, Screen Gems, EUE/Screen Gems Studios has a reputation. And so filmmakers that trust Screen Gems will continue working with them, I'm sure, down the line. And if it's not in Wilmington, it's in Atlanta. So Atlanta's a possibility. Another possibility is also Charlotte, because there's also some stuff there. I know Chuck was interested in going there because of voice acting work. I'm not too thrilled about Charlotte. There's a couple reasons for me wanting to go to Charlotte, but they're not having to do with my career. So that is a huge, huge difference. If it was something to do with my career, absolutely, let's do it. But the fact that it's not, we'll see. But that's the future. Let's talk a little bit about the present. As far as the group goes as a whole, our main focus right now is to finish up the last few episodes of Factory Boys Live while we're here. It's not been easy. There's been a lot of huge delays, and I apologize for that. There's been some delay, a lot of delays on, not only from my end, but also our friend Shane's, which is not his fault. He's busy 24/7. I understand that. He works when he can. I'm happy that he got part 1 of the Valentine's Day Massacre out, and I know he's got part 2 in the works. So that's cool, and of course it was my fault too. You look at the Millionaire episode, that took forever. Family Feud took a while. I'm happy with where I released it, but then Millionaire just took up like a bunch of my time. Me and Wayne shot that intro, and it was just ridiculous to edit. Like, I can't even describe to you how ridiculous it was. First of all, I was making trips too at that time. I was at South by Southwest, my first South by Southwest, so I was trying to take it all in, and that was stressful. That was a lot of fun, but it was also very stressful, and I was trying to get some editing done on the side while I was there. I would spend a few minutes here and there just trying to get it done, and that was when it was like not even close. Like, it was like maybe 5% done, 10% done. It was ridiculous. The Millionaire episode, I will never do something like that again by myself. That is just ridiculous. The Millionaire episode, not only in length, but also just the amount of work I put into it, it still comes off as, I'm not saying I'm like some great expert in this. It still comes off as an amateurish project. I don't deny that. But there's also a lot of layering to it, obviously, if you watch it. If you watch the 3 Millionaire episodes, the border that I put, of all the questions and answers, that took me forever. The border, obviously, I just pulled from the internet, but then putting the questions together, putting the answers together, setting it so that the answers go at the appropriate time, this, A, B, C, and D, and then take them away if you do 50-50, and so on, the layer of Millionaire. Putting together an episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is very difficult, and I applaud those who continue to work on that series with Meredith Vieira, and those who did it with Regis Philbin way back when. So, Millionaire was hell, and I will never do something like that again, ever. Not by myself. But, all that aside, again, we're looking toward what we're trying to finish right now. It is the month of May. If I upload this before Sunday, in 2 days, this is on a Friday, by the way, in 2 days from when I'm filming this, we are going to be doing our May episode of Factory Boys Live, where we play Boss Monster and Red Dragon Inn. That should be a fun episode, should be really good. June, we're looking just toward June and July. August, we're planning on moving, so August is out. And then we're hoping to continue Factory Boys Live, because it's really not that big of an ordeal. We only do it once a month, so that's good. And it's something for people to look forward to, our fans look forward to once a month, as opposed to, we were trying to do it twice a month, which just got ridiculous, and unless we're making money on it, I don't think we should put a whole lot of boom into it, So we want to continue it in September, and we'll see what happens with that. But as far as the here and now, May is going to be Boss Monster and Red Dragon Inn. I'll just go ahead and announce this to whoever. June is going to be awesome. June, I'm both very excited and very nervous about the June episode of Factory Boys Live, because it could be either a complete and utter disaster, or it could be the best episode we've ever put out of anything. Factory Boys Live or FBI Improv, anything that we've ever put out. It could be really good. I'm building it up and trying to make it good. Right now, we've currently got Axel signed up. Axel Bohr 93, our good friend who we met last year, who came down the Outer Banks, he is coming back, and we are excited about this, me especially. June 22nd is when we're going to do Factory Boys Live in June. I'll just go ahead and say this. I'm going to announce it during the live feed in 2 days. Check it out. And so that's what's going to happen. Axel Bohr 93 is joining us for the June episode. We're also hoping to get other people. Co-workers of mine and Chuck's, who are both very funny people. One person you may have met, not met, but may have seen if you watched our content, is Nate, who was in our Halloween episode, October last year, where we played Nightmare. So Nate's coming back, hopefully. It's kind of funny. I'll pass him at work and continually say June 22nd. I constantly say that date to him every day I see him, and he knows what it is now. Like, he has it memorized, because he has a little trouble remembering that, and of course, I don't blame him. It's an obscure day, whatever. He kept repeating June 26th. I'm like, no, 22nd, man. So I repeat June 22nd every day, and then he's like, June 22nd, and I say, at what time? 6 o'clock. So that's what we're going to do. June 22nd, 6 o'clock. We have Axel, hopefully Nate, if he can get off work. And then we also have another co-worker of ours named Jamie, who is just absolutely hilarious. This guy is just, he's a riot. I mean, he's he's a cook, you know. I mean, if you've ever been in a restaurant kitchen, you know what I'm talking about. These guys are some of the funniest people you ever encounter. Some of the funniest people who are not on a stage, and they should be, because they're just a riot. And so Jamie is hopefully going to join us. I've mentioned the idea to him a couple times, but you know, he's not sure what the future holds. This is another month in advance, so I understand that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get Jamie, and then of course we'll also have our usual crew. We're going to have me, Chuck, Jeff. Jared's going to be in the episode. He's not going to be in May, but he will be in June. So we're going to have Jared, myself, Chuck, Jeff, DJ, and I think that's it. And then, like I said, hopefully, and then Axel, and hopefully Nate and Jamie. I'm looking to maybe get another person. We'll see. I want to make this a huge episode, and the reason for that, the games we're playing are this. We're going to play Quelf, and if you've seen our episode of Quelf, that's a build-up to it. So we're going to play Quelf, which is a ridiculously awesome party game that encourages just complete and utter zaniness. So it's going to be good. And I'm really looking forward. That's why I want Jamie in. I really looking forward to seeing how Jamie responds to this game. Another game we're also going to play is Say Anything, which if you've ever played it, it's, you know, it's essentially Loaded Questions meets Wits and Wagers. Both games we played on Factory Boys Live. So that's our June episode. And then finally we get to July. July is going to be our closer for Outer Banks game time, and so we're gonna make it a big bang. We're gonna go out with a bang, and this is gonna be huge. Anyone who knows our show, if you've seen episodes, last July we did Redneck Games, where we played the game called Redneck Life and the Outdoor Life trivia game. It was probably my most favorite episode that we filmed that year, and I watch it. I still watch it. I'll still watch the edited products and just look back on it fondly, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I want to do it again. So we're going to do Redneck Games Part 2, where this time we're going to be playing a game called Trailer Park Wars, which was made by the same people who did Redneck Life, except a huge difference. Trailer Park Wars is nothing like Redneck Life. And when I say that, Redneck Life is a roll the dice, follow the instructions, live your life, you know, all that kind of stuff board game. You know, mindless but fun. Trailer Park Wars is not mindless at all. It is a strategy game in which you compete with the other players to have the best trailer park. And this involves having tenants and ruining the trailer park of your competitors, like taking tenants away or even killing the tenants. So it's a pretty intense game, and it requires a lot of I wouldn't say quick thinking, but a lot of like planning and strategy and stuff like that. It's really in depth for a game from the makers of Redneck Life and Oh No You Don't. I mean, that's just, it's intense. It's pretty crazy, and I applaud Gut-Busting Games for such a fun, but also, you know, well thought out, thoughtful game, you know. So Trailer Park Wars is a great game, and I want to play it on the show, so we're going to do that. And then we're also going to play this other game. I believe it's called Trailer Parkopoly. I'm trying, maybe not Trailer Park, Parkopoly. I think it's just Parkopoly. It's a game that Chuck has, and if I got that title wrong, Parkopoly, I'll put it the correct one here. But otherwise, if I got it right, I'll just put a suck in here. So yeah. So anyway, so that's Factory Boys Live for the rest of the time that we're here on the Outer Banks. I will continue to try to release other content. I still have a few more improv videos. We hope to do an improv session soon. And you guys have a great night here at 2:20 a.m. Bye-bye.